Hello, you're very welcome to Destination Newry here on a Tuesday evening. And of course, it's Damien McCullough, and we're going to be talking to our community activists across the area. And this time it's Crossmaglen, Camlough, and Whitecross. And as normal, we're going to talk about the community associations first, and then we're going to go to the news. So, hello, Aoife, up in Crossmaglen. How are you?
Good, good. A good week this week.
Good week. Well, Aoife, I know you have plenty to tell us, and you have a very, very special lady to mention, and a very, very special birthday as well. But I'll not steal your thunder. I'll leave it up to you. Aoife, take it away.
Yeah, we've a couple of very special people to say a happy birthday this week. First of all, I want to say a happy birthday to Leah Hamill. Leah, not only is it her birthday this week, but she has had a brand new baby girl. Herself and her husband Stephen and her wee girl Sophia have been able to celebrate that. So it's double celebrations in their house today. I also have a huge shout out to Mrs. Short. Mrs. Short's from Crossmaglen. She's a big 95 this week, last Sunday actually. I seen the Rangers had written up a big birthday shout out. She, as I said, she's 95 and she is a lifelong member and supporter of Crossmaglen Rangers. I have somebody very special. It's her birthday this week as well that I want to shout out for, and she is going to be my. I've tried to choose every week a person of the week. I think this girl should be recognised more, and I think that's why I'm going to mention her and tell you all the good things she does for the community. A big special happy birthday from me and from the Community Association to Catherine Galbraith. Catherine is a really good friend of mine. We do the pantomime together. She's been so supportive to me. Catherine is a classroom assistant, but she also takes the drama and dance class after in the youth club in St Oliver Plunkett Youth Club for the after school club for the primary school children, and they absolutely love her. She can't do enough for them. She treats them like they're her own, and she's so good to them. As I said, she helps in the production of the panto every year, along with myself and the rest of the cast members. And the children absolutely love her in that, as do the adults. She's a very fair, very calm person. She gets stuff done. Nothing is ever too much work for her. And if I ever ask getting of her or anybody else, it's done and it's done efficiently. And she's really good. One other thing is she is obviously a dear friend of mine, and she's been such support to me, especially now whenever with my new job and everything as a counsellor. I've found that obviously over the last couple of weeks I'm trying to find my feet, and not only Catherine give all her support, but I want to thank all of the support from everybody in the community that have sent me well wishes and have been very patient with me when I'm getting to learn the job and doing all I can for them. So a big thanks to everybody in the community for that, and a special thanks to Catherine, and a big happy birthday. Hopefully we'll be able to meet up very soon for a wee drink and a celebration. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I am delighted to see that the work has commenced in St Joseph's High School, Crossmaglen. They are waiting a number of years for this. I know the principal, Miss Miller, had it up, and Mr. Jones. I had seen a good picture of him. I don't know if it's coming off here, but there's a good picture of him. He was actually my religion teacher. That was before he was a principal. But as we know now, Mrs. Miller is the principal now, and she's doing great work down there. But it's great. It's a great lift for the community to see the work having started, and of course it will provide state-of-the-art facilities for the children and education for the children who are attending St Joseph's. I think I mentioned last week that my own son Pierce Comiskey is going to be attending there in September. So it's all very exciting stuff. So moving on, I mentioned earlier St Oliver Plunkett Youth Club. They are doing stellar work for the youth. I think it's very important that the youth club gets a mention because they have done so much work throughout the lockdown period. I think especially the teenage type years, have a huge. I don't know what they've been doing with themselves, but they've been doing very well. And I think it's credit to them for sticking to the guidelines, as for everybody, all the youngsters. But St. Oliver Plunkett Youth Club have definitely been a great support to the youngsters, and they do a Zoom meeting every evening, I think, for various ages. But I encourage any of the youngsters to go in, sign on, and have the crack with them. It keeps them in touch with their friends, it keeps them in touch with the youth club leaders, and it's just a brilliant facility, and we're so lucky to have them here. I know, speaking to some of the youngsters that are part of the youth club, they can speak to any of the staff members and the youth leaders, and they have said it's like family. Great, it's like a big family and close friends. They're very, very good. Two that I can think of, three actually. Sinead Bice is absolutely brilliant with them. Gary Rush, who I think has been in the youth club since I was in it, he's very good. And Colleen McParland. I'm sure there's loads that I'm missing out there, but they're ones that come to mind, and they do an absolutely brilliant job to ensure that the children are sane. Actually, Grace Duffy, she's a great girl too. She takes the drama and all of those things. So yeah, moving on to the Community Association, we're continuing on as usual with the Community Hub boxes, the food boxes. The staff and the community have just worked so tirelessly to ensure that the boxes are all delivered and everybody is seen to that needs the help. A very, very special thanks. I've mentioned them in previous weeks to Tom and Barry, who drive the lorry, and they have to take all the boxes off and put them out onto the road till we get them all sorted out. And they always come, best the crack, full of smiles, always happy to see us. We're always very happy to see them, and they're so good. And the work that they do is brilliant. It's heavy work, so it's good to have them. We're very lucky to have them. Volunteers from all over the place: Cullyhanna, Cullavale, Crossmaglen, Silverbridge, Dorset, Cragan, and further afield. People have come to help us deliver it and to make sure that everybody has been seen to and has been in touch with people in the community that need the help. Somebody else who has been in contact with us with the Community Hub, but she is a great help to the community associations in the area, Cullavale, Crossmaglen, and everywhere else, is Anne Grant. Anne Grant is our rural development official. She keeps in contact with us, and Anne has been, she's been an immense source of support, and just during the lockdown period, I think that just to help us with funding and different projects maybe that we were doing through the community association, she's been a huge help. Anytime we ring her up, she's been more than good to us. She's just somebody she's so friendly as well, and nothing's ever a bother to her. She was ringing us up, making sure, and if there was anybody needed to get into contact with her for funding and stuff, or to find out any of the community associations, we've just had to pass her number on and make contact with her, and she is available there for anybody else who needs help, any community association. So a big thanks to her. All I ask for is that everybody still stays so vigilant, safe, stick to the guidelines, and keep in contact with your family and friends and the elderly to make sure that they have support and help that they are needed. If anybody does need the help, please do feel free to contact Crossmaglen Community Association. The numbers along the bottom there. But I think that's all from me this week from Crossmaglen. Let's just move on.
Aoife, thanks very much. And on behalf of everybody in Destination Newry, to Mrs. Clark, bit of a legend. Crossmaglen. I know
Mrs. Short,
Mrs. Short, sorry, an absolute legend. And 95, unbelievable. And I hope that she can just keep on going. There, she's a great smile on her face. And I did see the Crossmaglen Rangers putting stories up and mentioning and all that. So well done, and thanks a million. And we'll do this all again next week. So we go from Crossmaglen down to Camlough. And we're going to be talking to, I believe, we're going to be talking to my neighbour, my next door neighbour, and my next door neighbour is Declan Murphy, and I think Declan could be on the other side of the screen there. He's like a bit of if you remember Doctor Who back in the 70s, the Cyberman, he looks like a Cyberman there with the big earphones on, and they used to scare me something wild. But Declan, again, you have plenty to tell us of what's going on around Camlough at the minute.
Yep. Well, the earphones are from my 10-year-old. Uses these for the PlayStation. You can hear me? Yep. So, anyhow, well, just the first issue that I'd like to mention, and this isn't necessarily peculiar to Camlough, it's really something for the whole of the area. But I see that the Southern Trust now are talking about the recovery plan because, thankfully, we're seeing some type of improvement with regards to COVID-19 and, not so many people, thankfully, contracting it. So one of the big issues locally is the ED from Daisy Hill being moved back from Craigavon to Daisy Hill. And that's like when ED was moved, that was with the consent and the goodwill of the staff and the people in the area, because obviously people felt that it was better to have one hospital dealing with COVID and the other one sort of COVID free. And but it was always with the promise that it would eventually be moved back, and that's the expectation. So there was a big sacrifice made by this area because anybody needing ED services, you had to travel to Craigavon, plus the staff had to travel down there every day and travel home again as well. So there is an expectation that that will be moved back sooner rather than later. And I noticed that Liz Kimmins has been putting the pressure on the Southern Health Trust. And, we certainly would concur with Liz in what she is saying, that this has to happen as quickly as possible. And, I am in no doubt that people in this area will be keen to see that happen. I want to give a bit of a shout out to St. Joseph's School, Primary School in Besbrook. They were given a Green Flag Award for their environmental sustainability efforts. So fair play to the children of St. Joseph's and the teaching staff as well. Because again, environmental, climate change, this is another massive issue that's coming at us. And when the science was able to some degree, dictate the terms of what governments did throughout the world, I hope the science, the governments listen to the science over climate change as well, because this is absolutely massive. Davy Geary, as I said before, he's doing a marathon, which is now this Saturday the 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning down Camlough Park. And this is in aid of the Marie Curie nurses. I think this is Davy's 30th marathon. So I'd like people to show their support down in Besbrook on Saturday. And I think you can still donate to a very, very worthy cause. Another thing that I noticed was, and again, you have to admire people for, sort of being industrial and using their entrepreneurial and enterprising skills at this particular time. But somebody, I don't know who it is, but it's a wee company that's set up around Ballinalack called Lakeview Play Sets, and they put together wooden swings and stuff like that, that you can put in the garden for your children. So they have a load of stuff that is now on sale, and fair play to them for keeping the chin up during this particular time and providing something that would be of benefit to young people in the area. I'd also like to mention, it had been planned before COVID that there was going to be the Keeper Lit truck people were going to have another static event in Camlough Village. Unfortunately, because of COVID, that's not going to be possible. However, they are going to have a truck run on the 12th of July. So it'll be a busy day for all of us on that particular day. So again, people can come out and show a bit of support. And this is in memory of Caden. So it's very, very special for people in this area. And, fair play to the organisers for putting that together under these particular circumstances. I'd also like to give a shout out to Cara Cruppen, doing a bit of work at the minute down around the pitch, clean up and preparation for future work. Fair play to Cara Cruppen. I can see they're also putting in place work programs, to bring back players and all of that. Again, trying to do it in such a way that keeps everybody safe. Likewise with Creve Rua, they're putting together similar programs, to get the hurlers back, which is absolutely brilliant. Fair play to the coaches and the management of both clubs. Shane O'Neill's, they are the biggest sellers of for any club in Armagh of the GAA club draw. So fair play to Shane's. they've obviously been putting a bit of effort into that, shoulder to the wheel and all of that. So I'd also like to mention, the council at one stage had mooted the possibility that the Mayor's Field in Camlough, it's an asset belonging to the council, but obviously it's something that is very special to the people in the village, because we've used it for decades for various events. I remember way back in the 70s when they were running the festival, we sometimes would have had the festival up in that particular field. Camlough Rovers used it as a pitch. We have had events there quite recently that was organised and paid for by the PCSP. And I know many of the locals use it for a kickabout, and there's a playground there as well. So Councillor Una McGuinness, made it very clear to the Newry Council that that place is not for sale. That it's still being utilised by the people of the area. We've got very little public land, so we don't want to see it moving from public to private. It is still being utilised, and we definitely want to keep it to be used for future generations in this area. Another thing is, I was trying to get through to Lee there today just to let him know that we've got the signs, the dog filling signs. So there's signs that'll be going up this week down at Clough in that particular area, and I have a few signs that'll be standing up to my colleague Lee in Whitecross. So more or less that's it for this week. Thanks very much.
Listen, Declan, thanks a million. Just when you're on about the Mayor's Field there, a little bit of trivia. We can go right away back to the first time that Camlough Rovers were going to play in it, and there was a furrow ploughed up the middle of the field by a known man in Camlough who will remain anonymous, and that has gone into the annals of history in the Mayor's Field in Camlough. And yes, it would be a shame to lose that field. We don't have much public area in Camlough, so I would say we have to keep it, and I think it's a great asset to the area. So thanks a million, Declan, and good luck, and I'm sure we'll do this all again next week. So thanks to Declan up there on the Quad Road. He's just above me there. So Declan's gone, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Lee. Lee's always the last man in on a Tuesday evening, and he's up there in Whitecross. I think the clock is a wee bit different up there from us. Maybe it's it must be the heat or something, but the clocks go a wee bit slower up there. So Lee, you have plenty to tell us, and Daki has a few signs for you. So when Daki gives you the signs, you give him the wee mower, and he can bring it down here, and we can use it to cut our grass. So take it away, Lee. Go ahead.
Hi guys, I just want to start off by thanking Damien and the Bike Security Distribution there. Good work to do around the area. So good work to do around the area. So thank you very much.
Lee, that's it. Just sit there. We can see you now. You were sort of hiding away there, and you're sitting on good now. So that's grand there. Now don't move from that position and keep talking.
I just say I want to
go ahead.
Declan was doing a bit of work there for us. We asked for signs, Declan knows the signs. So I got the email earlier. We're just trying to read half the emails and stuff. Busy enough here at work at the minute. But thanks very much, Declan. Appreciate that. We'll get the signs up for
Lee, could you just come a little bit closer to the speaker? We can hardly hear you.
Well, another thing, thank you, Sheriff Barnes. Sheriff's out there at the minute. A couple of things around the village and stuff. So he's also started cutting cardboard park up the back cardboard park, keeping it clean and tidy, lifting the rubbish as well as we go. So, fair play to Sheriff. So thanks, all gives the land of another board there. So the thing to do with plenty of them on around the village at the minute. Moving on just to the boxes, the boxes are still coming, not getting as many as we're hoping for at the moment, but they're still coming, we're getting them out, but we've been aware that the 22nd of June, I think, is the last date for the boxes and stuff. So if anybody needs anything, we are still doing the food bank in Whitecross here. So if anybody needs anything, can you please give us a recall or give us a message on the Facebook page, and we'll try our best to get whatever we can get to you as well.
Again, Lee, if you could come a little bit closer to the speaker, just a little bit closer. Yeah, talk away now. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
We are working behind the scenes, trying to get some pieces done around the village. We have been working there with the girls up there, and we have got funding from the national ladder on. It's going to be a big help to us at the minute, for the COVID situation. That so this past week we've been having sort of meetings now, trying to see what we were going to spend the money and stuff. And help people around the parish and around the village. It's just going to be a lot of work, So hopefully by this time next week we'll have everything sorted out, and give people what they need, and give the people the help that's out there, We'll try our best to get it to them as well. I just want to mention too, we have a few volunteers there. There's not too many of us out here, doing bits and pieces for the community, so there's not. So I'd just like to thank them. There's been 6 to get on us there. As I said, the community is here, and we are trying our best, but it does take a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of effort. So we're trying to say that I put out there to the communities, anybody who wants to get involved with it, and come on board, do give us a shout there, anything at all. We don't have meetings every week or nothing like that. As the girls up in Ardmore Park there, the pictures, they're getting cleaned out up in Ardmore Park these women. They're dressing up as Santa Clauses, and then they have their Christmas week, and now they have a Halloween. I think that's Halloween, that's a Halloween day. So it is, they're doing well, the crack up in Ardmore Park at the minute, when it's brilliant, there's Newry sort of it's the year of the whole thing up around Ardmore Park. It seems to be all going outside Newry's house, and the bingo and all is going as well. There's the witch. I couldn't even tell you who the witch is. I'm afraid to even say that just in case I get the name wrong. We have a few birthdays as well this week in the village, so we have I don't know if there's Ashley. Ashley's birthday was during the week. Now Ashley helps out the community association as well, Sparty Community Association. But she's quick enough to tell us that her sister's birthday, we'll never mention it as her own. So thought that when we heard that there, we thought we'd have to get a picture of Ashley up there. So happy birthday, Ashley. Next thing we've also Donna Reevy. Donna has done a lot of work with the community association. She actually was doing a lot of work there with the Fulton Farms, not for us. Right, Donna, a lot of the work Donna does are behind the scenes. People don't know about it, but Donna has been a very good help to us in the community association down to the years. She doesn't get enough thanks for what she does, So happy birthday, Donna, and thank you very much for the hard work you've done there. Caroline McCown's birthday as well this week. So she's Caroline is married to the treasurer of the football club. So happy birthday, Caroline. Have a good one and enjoy yourself. And that's nearly me wrapped up, David. I just want to one more came in there. We didn't know about it until shortly. It was Cecil Welch. Her birthday is also today, so happy birthday, Cecil. And that's all I can tell you at the minute, David. That's all for me.
Listen, Lee, thanks a million. The sound wasn't great there, but we most of it anyway. So thanks a million, and keep up the good work in Whitecross. And the girls in Ardmore, they do great work. I did notice the pictures up earlier on. So thanks to Lee, Declan, and Aoife for keeping us up to date on what's happening in their particular community areas. So thanks a million. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to give you the wee quick news bite, the coronavirus update. One other person has died in Northern Ireland in the last 24 hours, bringing the total in Northern Ireland to 542. There was no other deaths in the Republic of Ireland. This sits at 1706, and the total deaths in the island of Ireland is 2,248. Confirmed cases in the Republic is 25,321, and confirmed cases of coronavirus in Northern Ireland is 4690. And 38 more people have died in the UK in the last 24 hours, taking their total to 41,736. And there's 297 confirmed cases in the UK. And again, Scotland remains as of yesterday. The figure shows 2,448 patients in Scotland have died after a positive test of COVID-19. But the National Records of Scotland indicate that there's 4,000 people have died in relation to COVID-19. In Wales, overall, there have been a total of 2,317 deaths involving coronavirus in Wales, and these deaths occurred up to the 5th of June, having been registered by the 13th of June. Here, there are 291 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Newry, Morning Down, and 45 deaths in the same area in relation to COVID-19. In the Armagh City Banbridge and Craigavon area, 540 confirmed cases with 78 confirmed deaths in that area. Beijing shuts city schools again over new virus outbreak. Beijing's Education Commission has ordered a closure of the capital schools after following a new outbreak of the coronavirus in the city of 21 million people. The Commission said on its WeChat social media account that all schools would resume online teaching from tomorrow, and universities should also suspend the return of students. So that's a bit of a story, all right. Other news. The GAA has announced that the 2020 Cull camps will begin on the 20th of July. It comes in conjunction with the Safe Return to Gaelic Games document and the easing of restrictions brought into place due to the coronavirus pandemic. Club venues will be able to cater for children who take part in the camps will be confirmed on Monday, June the 22nd, and that's good news from the GAA point of view. So again, thanks to everybody for tuning in here on a Tuesday evening on Destination Juniors Newsbite and the community news as well, and we'll do this all again tomorrow.